are crows. And despite what most people think, they might be the most intelligent animals you've never given enough credit to. Crows, ravens, jays, and other corvids, a family of birds, have been found to match or even exceed primates in several cognitive tests. And that raises a fascinating question. How did a bird with a brain the size of a walnut end up this smart? Here's where it gets interesting. In 2020, a landmark study published in Science discovered that crows have a densely packed region in their brain called the pallium, which works similarly to the mammalian neocortex, just built differently. In other words, evolution found two completely separate paths to intelligence. Mammals developed a neocortex, birds developed something functionally equivalent, packed into a much smaller space, with neurons more densely wired together. Crows may actually have more neurons per cubic centimeter in key brain areas than many primates. It's not about size, it's about architecture. These birds craft tools out of leaves and twigs, cutting them, shaping them, even hooking the ends to fish out insects from deep inside tree bark. They don't just use whatever's lying around, they manufacture specific tools for specific jobs. In laboratory experiments, crows have been given multi-step puzzles, where they must first use one tool to reach a second tool, which then allows them to reach food. Most animals, including many primates, struggle with this. Crows solve it efficiently, and often on their first try. Even more astonishing, in one famous experiment, a crow named Betty, studied at Oxford University, spontaneously bent a straight piece of wire into a hook to retrieve food from a container. She had never seen this done. She invented the solution herself. That is not instinct. That is problem solving. That is creativity. It has, in all likelihood, solved problems today that would take a human child several years to figure out. Intelligence is not a single ladder with humans at the top. It's a vast, sprawling landscape, full of forms and shapes we're only beginning to understand. And perched right there on a wire, in a tree, on a rooftop, is a small black bird that figured out its own path to brilliance.